First things first, I hate What's up everyone? So I am doing my most anticipated follow-up to my shaving video. I plan to do a bit of these more often, especially because I have to shave so often. Also, what will make this one different from the last one, besides the fact that I made my hair grow up so much, I'm gonna have the extra added grooming techniques. I also have this product Lisa got me that I'm going to try out. Even if it doesn't work out the way they intend for the product to work out, I think I can find some good use for it. Just looking on the back of it, just the neck part alone should be very important for me personally. I don't know about using it for the lining up of the sideburns and the cutouts on it that they have there. First things first, I hate the name. I mean, call it just to be in the ignorant Jamaican youth in me, but the cut body, hate the name. So flat out F, 0 points on the name. I feel like it could have been named anything else. The lineup guard, anything, but the cut body, so I will not be calling it the cut body while you see me doing this. All this greasy looking thing on my face is actually facial scrub that Lisa gave me. So the first things first is I have to make sure that everything is clean. So I'm going to actually shampoo my hair or my scalp. I know not much hair to shampoo, but the beard, the face, everything. Make sure that everything is thoroughly clean, and then I'm going to get into the shaving. I want to thank someone for reaching out to me for this comment. They were asking basically about if I get a lot of bumps or anything like that. And I've heard this from several people. I don't want to make it seem like there aren't sensitive skins and there aren't just people that are going to struggle with this. I'm just saying I am not personally one of those people. I've been blessed that I can use a razor on my skin and I don't get razor bumps. And I don't just, as I said in the response, I don't just chalk that up to being lucky, to not being sensitive or having sensitive skin, because if you listen to Lisa tell you anything about my skin, I have very sensitive skin. I can scratch my skin here so it welt up. It's not just being lucky with the razor. I'm very meticulous about cleaning it. I'm very meticulous about making sure the area that I'm going to shave is clean, and just meticulous with certain things that I use. Immediately using witch hazel astringent after I'm done with shaving, making sure that I never dry shave, always using my conditioner or my shaving cream as a lubricant. And I am actually going to be using shaving cream this time. I know that I say I predominantly use hair conditioner instead of shaving cream, and I do, but Lisa has bought this. As I said, my original video, my caveat to this is that I will use natural shaving creams. So this is one that Lisa buys online, and if you read the ingredients you won't find a lot of bad stuff in this one. It's either that or just go with the hair conditioner. I don't have a problem with using hair conditioner. It's actually cheaper than shaving cream, plus two birds with one stone. So yeah, first let's wash all this stuff off my face and off my head before it continues to get in my eye. So this is Dr. Brahma soap, a natural, I don't think you can say it's an organic, but more natural soap. I just recently started looking up people using similar products. Anything that you see me do in this video, I cannot suggest that it's definitely going to work. I'm only telling you what I do. I'm going to actually use this and scrub my scalp and everything, predominantly because I am going to clean off my hair anyway. And the face, I'm going to do my best I can to really exfoliate everything and get it all clean. I don't usually wash my hair with this. I use just regular like shampoos that Lisa uses. She's very into organics and natural products anyway, so I'm pretty much using what is in the house. But this I kind of use just because I want to make sure that I clean the area and also give, you know, any products that I've rubbed into my scalp and all of that stuff the chance to really be removed with this exfoliation that I'm going to use. So a little bit, I actually have too much right now as it is. Now you do you. I also use this Mayer's facial soap. Seems to agree with my skin. Find one that agrees with yours. And really scrub at the face, especially trying to get in the areas where I have my beard there. Because what's gonna happen if I don't really try to get in there and exfoliate is all this area here that is normally under here gets ignored when I wash my face and barely gets touched when I wash my hair or my beard. Now, caveat, I do want to point this out. One of the things that I am doing just because of the video is washing my hair or my scalp in my sink. It's very impractical. Obviously, I would have just done this in the shower. Usually, I just go in and put in like my conditioner or shaving cream. The thing is, I think that I might have made my hair grow up a little bit too much at this point, and it's going to be a little bit difficult for my razor to be able to take on that. So now the added step that I'm going to have to take is I'm going to have to take my trimmer and take my hair down, and then I can shave. So I'll show you that. So one of the things that happens as I get older is I start to notice as society changes and things that were normal to you growing up are now evolving. You know, people are changing opinions on things. There are things that were seen as like too much and being like too metrosexual for my generation and older that, you know, kids today don't bat an eye at, and I'm all for it. You know what, take care of yourself to the best I can. There are certain people that go too far into it and lean too far into the vanity. Like, yes, would I like that my hair, if I could grow back my hair in a natural way so I don't have thinning hair or bald spot or something? Absolutely. But am I going to take like pills that are going to add hormones into my system or put hormones onto the scalp and do all of that, or go and do like hair transplant and all of that? Besides the fact that those things are super expensive, I don't judge anybody that will do that. Even the people that want use them mark and draw in them hairline and all of that, or put in the male weaves. I don't judge you, brother. I just wish that, you know, your insecurity didn't drive you to that. And that's my opinion of that. Those things is where your insecurity is driving you to have to do something that I see as extreme. If you don't see it as extreme, again, I don't judge you. You do what you're comfortable with. To me, that is too much maintenance. Anything where I go have to draw in a hairline and then worry about if I can sweat or get it wet. Same thing with the weave thing and all of that. Like, no, bro, I just not doing that. If I can just make a hair oil, or there's some kind of organic hair oil or something that is going to just grow the hair back naturally without me having to do something, or there's not something I can do diet wise, I'm good. It just shave my head. It's not worth the hassle. I'll just find something else to replace that with. Like, again, it is a balancing act, because obviously it is something that we men, myself, we deal with. We deal with the insecurity of losing our hair and, you know, not liking how it looks. There's times when I will see my hair and I'll be like, Lisa, why you make my hair grow up like this? I'm gonna look crazy and you want me to go up on the road? And she's like, it's not a big deal. And the thing is, to me it is a big deal. To her it's not. And you know, it's not that either one of our perspectives is wrong. Like, she's right, it's really not a big deal. No one is going to look at me. I am going to feel uncomfortable though, so I have to know what is going to make me feel comfortable. And this is not the look that I like, period. Maybe when I am a grandpa or something, I won't be so meticulous at shaving my head. I'd like to think I will probably still will be, but it is what it is. You have to do what is going to make you feel comfortable. So let's get to work. Now this is tricky, because obviously what ends up happening when you're doing this is you're going to need like a hand mirror and kind of see yourself at different angles. I just have a really big mirror, grab Lisa a little mirror and just looking, you know, from that angle, do what I can. As advertised, here's a little mirror. So I turn like this, and now I can catch the back of my head. Now for me personally, I rather use a little mirror and look into the big mirror. Some people will do this and look this way. I hate that personally. I feel like I need the bigger space to see what I'm really doing, even though this is not the finished product. So John, oh dog. It's a rookie mistake. always charge your things. Yeah, make sure your stuff is charged before you deal with this. Recharge. What I'm doing here is stretching my chin to my chest to try and get the skin as taut as I could, so I don't leave any folds on. I'm gonna have to go make sure so I clean up after myself. You can see my scalp is unfortunately a little dry, so definitely I'm thinking about going with the conditioner. That's it for the trim part. Now the hair is more malleable place. Now I can use the razor. So just for some detail, this one that I have here, EOS, Evolution of Smooth Shea Butter, or as it says there, Shea Better, 24-hour moisture. So it has butter in it. Yeah, if it's not something natural like that, like basically if it does not pass my organic natural wife test, I'm good. I'm not using it. Now Lisa goes a little further than I do. That's the thing. You know, you're gonna get a lot of different video and advice from people. Take what works from their experience, that works for you, and leave behind the other things. But then before you know it, you don't even want to purchase anything. Do the best you can and do what works for you. Now, I recently changed the razor head. As I said, I don't use the alcohol directly on my scalp. I do clean my razor with it. I don't clean it with alcohol throughout it's before and after. And I really try to thoroughly wash it off before putting it to my head. Right now, as I'm using this rose petal, again, there's no sponsorship here. This is a facial toner, but I am using this across the top of my scalp as my astringent. Conventional wisdom is you don't shave against the direction that your hair grows. I do, and I'm able to get away with that without any consequence of bumps or anything like that. This is where I use the feel method. Kind of blind shaving now anyway. So I will rub my hand this way and then shave, and that will kind of tell me where hair is still. I just feel, and because I'm actually rubbing upward, I can really feel the smoothness of it, and I can take the technique. And it normally works pretty well. At the end of this is usually when I'd have Lisa check for me. Now, before you say why am I shaving the light spot here and even into the bald spot, first of all, allow me. But second of all, there is something here that grows in that area, so I don't just left that spot. Next video that I plan to do, I'm going to actually make my own hair oil. I've gotten together some organic stuff and I'm going to infuse it. We'll show you my hair journey and show you how it comes out. I am doing it primarily to try and make like growth and something for a healthy scalp, so we will see. I don't think I'll be curing baldness with what I'm doing, but I'll definitely let you know if it does. Now, shaving to me, I don't remember what the movie is called. There's a movie with Michael Keaton, and he's actually kind of sad. I think he has cancer or something, and he's trying to leave these videos behind for his son. So he teaches them, and funny enough, that's where I learned my shaving technique from. So, up or down, or even this way. Just never this way with your razor, because obviously tough. But other than that, you can pretty much get away with anything, just not too much pressure, which is kind of what makes my electric shaver with the whole light sensitive thing gimmicky, but not too gimmicky, because you don't want to press too hard and you don't want to do it so light that it's not taking up any hair. As you practice, try practicing on a small spot. The more you do it, the better you'll do. One thing I will tell you, make sure you do, is never be in a rush to do this. Give yourself ample time to do this. As if it's like, yo, I have to go to a party. You decide, oh, I'm gonna have like 10 minutes and you try and rush and do this. You're gonna cut something that you don't mean to cut, or you're going to chip your scalp, cut yourself. Make sure you do this when you have ample time. So you don't make the mistakes of rushing. primarily why I decided to do this at this time, instead of trying to do it tomorrow when we're trying to get stuff done. I think I'm pretty much done with the razor. So again, and I will go in meticulously with a brush. It's actually supposed to be a nail brush, but I never use it as a nail brush. And I scrub my blade. Now yes, this will ruin this little strip quicker. It's more important to have the blade clean. Also, where I put it, I hang it up and the blade stays where it's not touching anything, and it stays in a pretty dry spot. I never leave it face down or on something where it can collect dirt or dust on it. Also, the two razors thing, I have a razor for my face and then I have a razor that I'd use on my scalp that is totally separate. If I ever, what's the most delicate way I can put this? If I find a reason to manscape and I need a razor, if you ever have to go anywhere below your navel with a razor, don't use something that is safe. Like I have the manscaper and it has a guard on it, and like maybe like a electric razor that would only on my body or something like that. But like a razor, try your best, don't have to use a razor in those areas. But if you do have a razor or a razor head for just that, don't use the same razor that you're putting in certain places all over your body back into your face and vice versa. I'm making this sound like a tutorial. That's just what I do and it works for me. Now the astringent, and I'm not rubbing too hard. I just kind of lightly make sure I cover all the areas. And like I said, for me personally, I get all the benefits of using alcohol as an astringent, like when you go to the barber, without burning out my life. Now it seems a bit redundant, but because I told you I don't dry shave, making sure that my head is still wet when I go in with the electric razor. Now you could use an oil, you know, like one of my favorite ones. Now this one has a nice smell to it. To me, it's a masculine smell. It's not a strong odor like a tea tree. I don't personally mind tea tree and I would use tea tree, but I feel like this smells better than tea tree. Same technique again. I just go in and make sure so I rub the area to feel how smooth it is. And there's the ball head. Finishing touches, usually I would go in with this Shea Moisture for Men. I'm gonna wait until I done bathe and put that on. I like how it smells. I would suggest it. Now it does have tea tree and shea butter. Yeah, you don't have that like tea tree, which I like. You can definitely see the massive improvement from where I was before I shaved. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Beard still have a fix, and this is where I renamed it the Line Guard. Mr. Cut Buddy I gotta come in, but we'll see how well it works. Before that, we want to make sure so we clean up. Meticulously just make sure say you're good to your tools will be good to you. You clean them after every use, put them in a place that they can dry and be well kept. Now, without further ado, it's time to open this thing. Now this advertised that it was on Shark Tank. I don't know how well it did on Shark Tank, how much they sold this. Lisa ended up getting this from me, I think at Target, but it's basically just a ruler. I'm going to say I don't need this is a gimmick, but let me just use common sense here. So it comes with this, which is this little pencil and sharpener. This might be a little too extra for me, especially because I don't have a hairline that I'm trying to do all on my own and all of that. But I guess what you could do is basically use this to draw a line. But if you have the line guard, I'm not quite sure why you would still need this to freehand it when you're going to have this. And that's how I use my comb. Usually use for doing my lineup and stuff. This won't be that useful to me, but I'm not going to knock it. I'm glad that they have the tool in there, and if you find use for it, like I said, you could do this and then you could freehand it and leave the line behind and obviously wash that away. I won't be using it. I think I'm good without that. One thing that I see on the back, because it does come with some brief instructions, the thing I'm most interested in is this picture, because they use it as a guard here and then they cut. First things first, I have to comb up my beard. Never comb the beard dry. Now that Lisa kind of teach me that. And then what's my brethren there who studying to be barbers, them say the same thing. One of my close brethren have a beard almost as glorious as mine, and him have the same spray brush and everything. This is where, for me, I would like to use conditioner. Because I'm going to wash my beard anyway, I'd rather use conditioner, make the conditioner sit in my beard in the meantime before I go and wash it out anyway. So this is why you always hear me going on and on about using conditioner. There's just certain places that it works better for me personally. Not knocking shaving cream. The whole shaving cream industry don't come for me. And if a shaving cream person wants to sponsor my videos, come talk to me. We can see if your product is something that I would actually use. In this specific situation, this is where conditioner is just far better for me. Again, we're not sponsored by either one of these. It's just we end up using a lot of this stuff. So this is a Shea Moisture 100% coconut oil. I think Lisa said coconut oil. Don't really agree with her here. So this really smells of coconut oil. Now, one thing you will learn with using conditioner as a substitute for shaving cream is while it is cheaper, you do end up using a lot more of it. There's a line up spot and then there's a look like one angle is more of a bent curve. I think this would be more for using like if you're doing like a sideburn. I actually initially in the packaging was thinking that wouldn't fit what I would like to use it for. I'm gonna try it out. It actually might be a little bit better than I was thinking. And then what I was annoyed by was that the straight line areas that I thought I'd really want to use are a bit short, but it might actually work out. It might be a good fit. But it's like a one size fits most. But this is the area here that I think they intend for the neck. I'm gonna get under there and go to work. So far so good. One thing I have to say that I like is that I don't feel like when I do this freehand I felt like I nicked some hairs in the beard, and with this as a guard I have not had that experience. But if for the money all I got was just this, I might say we're at least a $3 value as it is right now. If it was all it did was help me line up my neck. Silly of me to clean this thing and have to use it again. Now I don't know how well it did. I'm gonna check now with my mirror, but I feel like it did a pretty good job. From what I can see, I'm very impressed with it. I like what I was able to do. It looks like a pretty decent ruler. I don't know how intricate you'll ever get into it and need those notches on there, but they're there. And it doesn't look like they'll wash away or something. It doesn't look like it was made with cheap ink. It's like a really good school ruler. But I think we've already gotten back our money. It's about a $3 value and I haven't used it on the side on the beard for anything yet. One of the things I think it will help me with, but I was kind of using my trusty comb for, is lining up the side of the beard like this. Like I said, there are people that would probably use that and put the pencil and then freehand it. I use the guard and just shave around that. So like again, not too impressed with the pencil part, but it's not like the product forces you to use the pencil. This does a swoop. I usually do a straight line up to here, and then here is where I have to kind of freehand a swoop. Now this might not be the way that they intended you to use the product. They might have intended you to just make your lines with this and then freehand it, but at least it's working in the way I'd like it to. It might seem like a waste because I'm still going in with this. I think it's just because I'm used to this. Like if I wasn't always using this method, I do kind of wish it was a little bigger, just so you have some more space with the straight edge. But coming to this area here, kind of control that angle thing here. Again, I think this is where it's going to win with me, because that helps me to create that line, and then I can just do this myself. So I kind of getting the best of both worlds. It's very clean. The line work is very clean. I mean, yeah, I am again doing it, so I have to give myself some credit. I think one thing I think I'll have to work on is, in my previous video, I will use like anatomical spots for my line work. So for example, like what I do is I line up with this part of the ear and I come down, and that is where I start my line work. So as long as my face is somewhat symmetrical, it doesn't come out totally bogus, because I do that on both sides. Obviously with this, if you're freehanding it, yeah, it will come out exactly the way you traced it, but you still need to find these lines or spots in your face to line it up from. So for example, if I'm touching that and I say, okay, that is where I want my line work, I'm gonna shave around that. Hopefully that works. I'm coming up very clean. It usually end up happening when I shave too. I end up with one side I like better than the other. Yeah, I could see some people liking this lineup thing and using it for a perfect swoop. I don't personally. I do see the use of it. I will be adding it. That's something you won't see in videos going forward. I won't be using the product exactly the way it's intended, and it's not a full replacement for my straight comb so far. Going into the beard areas, I can see where I can use it for how I line up my beard in here. Let's see how well it does on the mustache now. Don't know what the hell that hook part is for. Again, my technique is to use anatomical points on my face. So what I do is I line up like this side of my nose with here and come across, and that's what I use as on both sides to measure out the mustache, and I can take it down as far. As long as I'm doing the same thing on both sides, it will always be even. Outside part, I line up with the outside part of my nose, and that's how I know where to cut the extra part of my mustache off. I will say, it's going to take some getting used to using it. I'm so much used to using the straight comb that I just want to put it down and use the other, what I know already. But I do see the usage for it. If you're getting it under $10, pick it up. If you use it even 5 times for the year, it's paid for itself. So I have to approve of it. I hate the name. The cut body is a terrible name, especially for us Jamaicans. If you don't understand why, just go and look it up. Yeah, it does what you need it to do. It can be used to line up certain things. The neck part, like I said, very impressed with just the usage of that. What I do like is because they made it clear. It makes when I use it for lining up the mustache, I still have my visual of what's going on. Now granted, when I'm using this is not in my way at all, and I could still essentially use it in the same fashion up or down. I would still end up using both, but yeah, I would add this, especially because of the price point. Now, if it's anywhere over like $15, that's where I think it might be too pricey. But for me, I like what I'm able to do with it so far. I can see myself truly using it. If you're not, rocking the baldy like me, if you're doing something where you're gonna be doing more like doing your own lineups, I'm not entirely sure where exactly I would use these, but you could definitely get your straight lines done here. And of course here, it is definitely versatile for that. And if you want to be able to DIY your own here at home, I am not going to ever permanently fire my barber, but I want to be able to clean up myself. Yeah, I definitely see the uses for it. Last real test is going to be here. It passes the test. For some ways this might be better than a couple. Yeah, again, it will take some getting used to because I've been doing the straight comb for years, but yeah, definitely I would add this. Approved. I rate this. If you can find this, go ahead and add it to your repertoire. It will help you out with shaving. especially if you can get it for under 10 bucks. The pencil thing, for me, gimmicky, or like I won't be using it, but I definitely can see where somebody else will find use for it. And you got to see the glorious beard get groomed again. So mission accomplished. Now if you like this content, remember, like if you like, but if you really want to show some love, hit the sub and also hit that bell as well so you can see more content like this. Until the next time I turn the camera on, I'm off.